All I'm suggesting is that instead of having millennial communications in this art, put my art that I sent you, and then that way all they'll see is a flicker, which is the same art that I have on my platform. Do you see what I mean? So
Right.
it'll just be a jiggle and then wait until it goes live. You see what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
the consumer, they won't experience any delay in seeing a screen.
Do you see the little bug upper right?
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. All I'm suggesting is that instead of having millennial communications in this art, it's about 30 seconds. Art that I sent you, and then that way all they'll see is a flicker, which is the same art that I have on my platform. You see what I mean? So
Right.
it'll just be a jiggle, and then wait. That's maybe 30 seconds to a minute. I mean, so the consumer, they won't experience any delay in seeing. That's just fine. In other words,
do you see the little bug upper right?
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. There's a Digital Hollywood logo in the upper right. All I'm suggesting is that instead of having millennial communications in this art, it's about 30 seconds. Art that I sent you, and then that way all they'll see is a flicker, which is the same art that I have on my platform. We can turn this off. I can turn this off. It'll just be a jiggle, and then wait. Maybe 30 seconds to a minute. So the consumer, they won't experience any delay in seeing. That's just fine. In other words,
do you see the little bug upper right?
Do you want me to keep this going for any reason, or we could quit?
No. If you could mute the YouTube.
All I'm saying is I can turn off we can continue talking here. Yeah. Yeah. So it worked perfectly, by the way. In other words, everything was great. It was completely better than whatever test we did last time was screwed up. Here, we're not, there's no pixelation or anything. It's just coming.
Yeah, we're on your cameras now. And let me show you the other camera.
Yeah, by the way, the camera is fine. Do you know what I mean? Because I was looking over some of our old videos, and they look good.
Yeah. Here, let me just show you real quick.
Meaning what I was looking at was, yeah, that's good. See, what I was looking at was, do you remember when we did the Dr. Jackie dinner in Skirball Auditorium?
That's about 50 feet.
Yeah, that's cool. No, do you remember when we did the Dr. Jackie dinner at Skirball? She was a black woman who had that whole awards night that was going on. Remember that night? And whoever was working the camera actually did close-ups of a shot of that was just her in Head and Shoulders, and it worked just fine.
Oh, good.
And that was at the back of the room. You see what I mean? In other words,
right.
That was in a big room. So that's similar. That setup is similar to what we're going to end up with in CES.
Okay.
So in any case, if that artwork is okay that I just sent you to use where you have millennial, then people can see that, and then there will be no feeling of strangeness in the start.
Yeah, sure. That's very easy to do.
You know what I mean? But looks great. I think we're ready to go. And, you got a room. I'm staying at Mandalay Bay. You're staying at Mandalay Bay. It's good over there, by the way. In other words, quite frankly, I prefer being there because restaurants are much cheaper. Everything was sort of more reasonable at Mandalay Bay. See, an area, they jack up the price 2 and 3 times on everything that's going on because that's an official CES site.
Oh.
So do you see what I mean? In other words, area hotel is like either sold out, you can't get into a restaurant, or, like it always bothered me what was going on over there. But
yeah, it's only a mile and a half.
It's a 5-minute, 10-minute car ride. It's cab ride. It's nothing. So, and of course, I realized that I could move to Mandalay Bay permanently, and it would only be $50 a night.
Wow.
Meaning, hey. And they give you free machine guns as you come in.
Oh, that's right. That happened there, huh?
They give you unlimited hardware. when you come in, it's kind of like bars of, to Mandalay Bay, it's like a bar of soap. You know what I mean? They just give you machine guns. And you're all set. So anyway, by the way, if you want to go on to you know what I mean? My website is all done. I'm now in the final throes. Oh, by the way, I'm having some very good meetings about events in other words, what's on my website is working out exceedingly well in terms of getting potential customers to want to do substantial gigs. And I had a meeting. Do you know what Vivo is? That's the company that creates all the music videos. And Vivo is owned by Sony Music and Universal Music. So think Vivo is the music industry. And we're in serious discussions of me creating a Vivo, Sony, Universal Music Summit in New York.
Wow, cool.
For next fall. But that's a big fucking event. That's
right.
Like 2,000-3,000 people in like their own little CES. It would be incredible. So
Wow.
They're into it, meaning they're now talking budgeting and like can they spring the money to want to do it. But since they are the biggest music companies in the world, I have a feeling they'll find the money.
Right.
So just know that I'm meaning everything you see on my Digital Hollywood website with all that crap that I built, it's the best selling vehicles that I've ever had in terms of attempting to see, because the economy is so terrible that you can't create a jumpstart conference, or it's very, very difficult. Meaning you have to have your own little monopoly, small gig that controls some space where people buy tickets and sponsorships. But if you're on your own, for the most part, they'll kill you because they will only go to CES and NAB and other major conferences, and which is why me talking to Sony Music, I'm saying you comp 1,000 people of your customers to this thing, and I'll create the whole ambiance for you, as opposed to trying to do a bootstrap thing. So you see what I mean? It's for me, it's turning the entire business model upside down, and it's the only thing I can figure out. It would be great, by the way, if I could do it.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Meaning, no. So just know, because believe it or not, my CES work is effectively, I'm done. If you look on my website, you'll see that it's in very good shape, and it'll be good. Meaning, I'm just like NAB last winter, last spring. CES will be good, and you know what I mean. I have no expectation. It can't be great. That's the only difference, and that's because Facebook is sending almost nothing. You see what I mean? Certain companies that got clobbered are cutting back, and we will experience, the way it works is when people have meetings, they just stop talking about those companies. In other words, that's the nature of the beast. You don't even mention that they ever existed. Because what's the use? You have no power anyway. Do you see what I mean? In other words,
right.
Because there, for the grace of God, goes me. I can be that person. So there's no criticizing, no putting down, no nothing. Just like leave it alone. And so like whatever. Anyway, whatever.
Would you happen to know if Rick Lee registered for Digital Hollywood?
Okay. CES never tells me who registers for my conference. I don't get that information till basically after the show. They will send me a list of people who signed up. And the reason it's complicated is because there are levels of ticket that you can buy. The combo tickets that contain Digital Hollywood and other things inside of CES, they never tell me. The only people they ever tell me are the people who bought a CES exhibits only and a $300 Digital Hollywood ticket. And then I get that list after the show. In a funny way, I don't even want to know because it just makes me uptight to find out how we're, as it were, how we're doing. Do you know what I mean? Keep me blind, and that way I'm not counting numbers. I did get 2 people. By the way, just so you know, at $175 a crack, I just got 2 people to buy online tickets. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Now, see, to me, that's like a miracle at all, because see what that really does, it says my ticketing system worked and they got their automatic receipt. You see what I mean? Like everything happened. I consider that a miracle. So, you know what I mean? That the technology worked, and they didn't email me to complain about anything, which means,
Right.
you see what I mean?
Yeah. So I love it when this stuff works.
When a customer actually goes through your little insane tech process and don't yell at you, it's like, oh my God. Oh my God. And then I call up, I immediately send a congratulations email to the guys who built my platform. You say to me, oh, God.
Right. Pop the champagne.
Champagne.
Yeah.
$175, man. That was good. So
I'm gonna end the YouTube broadcast.
yeah, it's fine.